Welcome to the Locker, Season 6, Episode 13. 13. I am your man, A. White. Van House. Usual suspects. Man, Tard. Van House. And, yeah, where I keep seeing all this blue everywhere. Oh, you got a blue ring. Your ring is blue? Why you got a blue ring?
Everything I own, dude. Every team I played with in football was blue. Every one. Played with the South Baton Rouge Rams, blue. Went to, and that was this blue. Almost Kentucky blue. Went to high school, it was more navy blue. Went to Kentucky, it was Kentucky blue. Played with the Bears, navy blue. Played with, I was in the Rams camp. So everything I wear, everything I've got, is blue.
How's your wife feel about that?
She don't care as long as I wear it. She don't care if it's pink, purple, yellow, don't matter.
Okay. So I was gonna ask you, man. I'm gonna ask you about the tush push vote today. I know you're a defensive guy, but it's just some ignorance behind the whole idea that people are trying to outlaw the tush push because they can't stop it. You either learn how to do it yourself, or now here's the thing. Me and a non-football person was talking about. Essentially, the person who's pushing the quarterback is not really relevant. You don't have to push the quarterback because they're saying the aiding and abetting. You're not supposed to be able to help a ball carrier progress. Like you're not supposed to assist a ball carrier in progression. So the fact that they pushing the quarterback's butt don't change nothing. It's just everybody pushing at the apex is what causes. So, but if really the wrinkle is you can stack everybody in the middle if you want to. Let him fuck around and pull the ball out. Now him and Saquon, he got him and Saquon rolling around. So you stop him, he flip it to Saquon, or he just tosses it. What point being is, I'm trying to look up if it was outlawed or not. I don't know.
No, it's not.
So they allowed it to stay. Okay.
Yeah.
But the whole thing that it was in question is kind of something that kind of like brings up some whole ass shit like, dude, and they gonna say, well, it could cause injury, and just the momentum of pushing the force against an object that's static to the ground can cause. What is the premise of football? That is the premise. It ain't the premise of football. Ain't the bomb. It ain't the 60. No, it's game of inches. It's pushing. It's like a tug of war. Let me push you as far as I can push you and get it. And I continue to do that until I can get it across the goal line. However that happens. But it's just, we got NIL, we got transfer portal, man. Just sports in general are just becoming softened in the mud. And I just ain't here for real. The game I grew up playing, the game that I got to argue with little young punks now about, if I'd have played in your day, man, come on, dog. Come on, dog.
Now, if you was raised in all day, then playing all day, that's a different story. But the way y'all, here's the deal, Anthony. Here's the deal. When I was a freshman in high school, we had a school that's, I guess, close to our school, Broadmoor High School. They had a coach named Rusty Price. Rusty Price was an old Marine, special unit, tough as nails. And he ran a tough as nails triple option. We ran summer camp, and he had a drill where we just made at the line of scrimmage, your call, down, said, right?
Right.
I don't know if you know, everybody know, my voice is loud and carries. He had probably one of the best quarterbacks in the state at that time running the triple option. He said, God damn it, that's what I'm talking about. That's an advantage. Because I could jump, dude. I used to get 2 to 3 outside penalties a game. I just said down, said an inflection, right? The only advantage of the tush push is the defense doesn't know the snap count.
Right.
That's
Right.
it. So when they go first down, it's first down, they have the advantage. But that's
Right.
football. Don't let them get to the inch line. Like they don't run it. So what's up with the triple option when you run it 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards? It's a boring style of football, right? But it gets the job done. You got to stop it. Holding 2 yards, then you're going to get off the field.
Right.
This is almost as bad as Nick Saban when he tried to say to hurry up off the what do you call it? The speed of the offense is too many plays. It's going too fast. It's going to cause injury. That's some BS that defensive coaches try to manipulate the system.
Right.
It's bullshit.
All right. I just, like I said, I just knew that was going to be that was a topic of the day. So I was like, man, let's throw that around. Yeah, but I still think it's lightweight Bush League.
It's worse than Bush League.
That's even the topics you put on the table.
It's worse than that.
I don't like that they got an advantage. And like you said, it ain't the fact that they got an advantage. It's they ran the play. You run the same play. Just like RPOs. Like if you got an athletic quarterback, you can run an RPO. But if you don't, you probably ain't gonna do it.
Here's the thing, Anthony. Here's the thing. Why don't everybody do it? It's not like they're the only team that's got an offensive line with an athletic quarterback. So why? Because they perfected it, and they got and they had one of the best centers in the NFL at the time. Like, don't put a spin on it when, especially this play though, Anthony. It ain't nothing special about it. Like, it's nothing. Right. It's a quarterback sneak.
Right.
So they just made a quarterback sneak into something special. They ain't got no motion. They ain't got back in the day you could line up a guy outside the numbers, sneak somebody in and throw a pass to some over there. Like, it ain't none of that trickery. It's like we got all 11 guys in the box. Man, y'all stop. That's some soft. Look, as a defensive player, that's some soft ass shit. That's soft ass shit. Because it makes no sense. So are you gonna eliminate quarterback sneaks?
That's a good question.
Because are you like you said, just the one guy behind him ain't affecting the play. Now, can he push him over the pile a little bit? Yeah, but he's not creating injury. He's not creating enough force to be a problem with injury because everything else is the same. It's mano a mano, man the lowest wins, is a quarterback sneak. Now you got one guy or two guys potentially in the back pushing. Well, damn, I can get my two linebackers that can push the 1 and 3 tech or the 2-1 tech. So it's idiotic for that to even come up in conversation to be even voted on.
That's probably what they should do. That's what I would do. I'll put my nose and my tackle. And like you said, shades. I will have both in shades. They had linebackers right behind them. So if they try to bounce on the outside gap, the linebackers initially push the dang shades to get the center to push back into the quarterback. And then they just fall off into them gaps next to them.
I would
like a simple solution to me.
I don't think you can stop it because there's a reason why the O lines are so good in the NFL. Like it's gonna be hard to stop a quarterback sneak. But that's all you can do. You bring your two linebackers in. I'll bring a safety, as Wendell said. I'll bring my safety to jump over the top. Bring my linebackers. Bring my three linebackers in. They pushing the A gap, bow A gap, B gap, whatever, and I'm diving my safeties over the top because you ain't gonna stop, man. Anthony, how many times have you seen a team stop less than 1 yard multiple times? Can you stop it once? Maybe. Are you gonna stop it 3 times or 2 times? Highly unlikely.
Kansas City got stopped quite a few times on 1 yard plays.
Yeah. What I'm saying, if you have multiple downs, you have one down. They also got slow ass Patrick Mahomes.
Right. But he should
You
know how to do a quarterback sneak, though. He should know how to do a wedge, find you a little gap.
That's a skill set.
Oh yeah, I understand that. Absolutely understand that.
Don't understand that there are some quarterbacks that can sneak better than others.
Right. Yeah.
Because to find that gap, it ain't always over the center. Sometimes it might be 2 gaps over. Sometimes they're impatient, they snap and just put themselves right in there. No, let my lineman move them a little bit. Then I find a little seam and get in there. Yeah, that's
Tim Couch
bullshit.
was terrible at quarterback. He was terrible at that shit. That's why we'd rather just run a hot flat, like run to the flats, arrow. I guess they call them arrows now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was terrible at that, man. Like we watched it on, like, man, you got to get down. You got to. He'll just find a little wedge and just squeeze himself in there. It wouldn't be no push behind it. He'll just be trying to find a little hole and just trying to squeeze in there. So you're gonna mess around and get hurt, man.
I guess. See, I was taught take the snap, pause, and then go.
Well, that's the way I thought it. That's the way it's supposed to be. Like you said, take it. But some people take the pause, take the snap, pause, and look. But it's some take, and you could tell on pre-snap where it should be.
Yeah.
Take it, give them a chance to push, and then fall. Yeah.
I mean, you ain't going D gap now. Damn, you ain't going probably C gap. It's just 2 A's and a B gap.
Right.
So, and it's not, and you don't close your eyes. You can see the push.
Yeah.
And when I mean by pause, I'm not saying take the snap, stand straight up.
Right.
Do the astringente. I'm not saying that. I'm saying take the snap and don't just push yourself forward so quick. Take the snap, stay there, and then you can look left and right and find a void.
Right.
Yeah.
What's your problem with astringente?
Nothing.
Why'd you bring him up?
Oh, because you know in college he used to when he was in the backfield, he just stood straight up, stiff leg. That's all. I was giving a visual, man.
No, I know. No, what I'm telling you is the reason I'm saying this is because a dude at work was like, man, don't like astringente, saying he ain't that. I'm saying the dude's that. Like I don't know if he's that, but he's that. Like he's first level that. Like he ain't gonna be. He ain't on the clearance rack. There's no discount on the guy.
No.
But he was like, his stance. He just stand up. I don't give a damn what you do.
What does that have to do with it?
It remind me of when Lawrence Taylor said. When Lawrence Taylor said, "Man, these guys I heard, they fit. They eat well. They don't drink. They don't go out. They take care of their bodies. Man, I was doing cocaine. Imagine." He said, imagine if I was to take care of my body and I was to play the way these dudes do. My eyes fully healthy. I said, damn, that is a hell of a point. You going out here playing high as hell, drunk, and you still want the best to ever do it. So it kind of, so my point is, they talking about his stance. So if his stance was that big of a deal, I don't know. Because here's 2 or 3 things, and the guy I was talking to was a former running back. Not a big deal. Only reason I brought up to you is because he said something about him, and we got this on. He don't think Jante is going to be. Like I said, I don't know, but the stance has nothing to do with it because his standing up straight. No, it's not advantageous for you doing a power run, but if it's zone, it ain't that bad. Here's the other thing. So a lot of people who don't play running back when they doing a mock. if I play running back and they got all their pressure on their knees, you don't stand in the backfield with your hands on your knee. The pressure ain't on your knee. Most of us stand at with the weight on your toes, your hands on your thigh boards. Yeah. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Yeah, weight on your thigh boards, but
bless you.
I don't think it's gonna come now. Since I already told y'all now. So with your weight on your thigh boards, and to me, it's always a false step in there. But when you said that, it just hit a nerve. That like, come on, man, yeah. But so you wasn't judging like the other guy was.
No,
come on, man. The way the dude stand got something to do with how many yards he ran for. How many tackles he broke.
Here's what, and I this is how I judge quarterbacks a little bit. But for him, right, this is what I hate. When people say level competition, right?
Yeah.
If we were talking about Alabama playing the WAC conference the whole season, then I give you that advantage. Like, oh, they just gonna maul. They're gonna maul them because they SEC and they just happen to move the conference and play their conference schedule. That's different.
Right.
Boise State ain't got loads of 5 stars, loads of 4-star players on the team. Their talent level is basically equal to their conference.
Yeah.
So if you put his numbers, he ain't playing with whoever is great at Alabama, great at Georgia, great at LSU. He ain't playing against those kind of players. He's playing with good college players. Most of them are not going to go to the NFL. So if he can do that against those equal talent, he's obviously better than the people in his conference. But when he does that against other big players with the talent he's playing with, the yards after contact will translate. So all that BS, you're going to say, well, he ain't playing against nobody. That's BS because of the players he's playing with. Now, if he was Alabama playing San Jose State and he whipped off 500 yards in that game, then we go to the SEC conference, he gets 30, 40, 60, 80. Then you can say, okay, well, pump your brakes. Come on, man. As you said, the man, he might not be that, but he is first level for sure.
If you had a choice of a back on you coaching, you got a choice of a back. You take Chris Rodriguez, Benny Snell, or Ashton.
Oh, come on, man. Not even close. Take Ashton.
It ain't even close?
It's not even close.
You talking about the best running backs in UK
history?
It
ain't even close.
Because you were talking about conference, people try to act like his success was based off the conference. That's why I asked you that.
No. If he played as Anthony, how many times have I deemed one of those running backs a safety magnet? Huh? How many times? This guy ain't a safety magnet.
Right.
How many times do we have one back at the heyday of the offensive line who had 20 or 30 more yards who didn't get it? This guy gets that.
Right.
So it ain't even close. What was his 40 time at the combine? I'm going to tell you right now, the games I saw, he got a little breakaway speed.
That's what I was telling this person too. They try to compare him to who's last Alabama back that got drafted to the Browns? Trent. You try to compare him to Trent. I was like, nah, that ain't no fair comparison, man. I thought he had breakaway speed too.
It don't look like he ran the 40.
He don't have 40 time at all?
Mm-mm. Don't look like he ever ran that pro day.
Damn. I thought they had one on him, though.
Did not participate in the 40 at either the combine or the pro day. So they might have one from his freshman year.
As a 40
but they ain't got a current one.
Ashton Jante's 40 time. How fast is boys? They had him at 4.42. That's just off of Google, so I don't know how accurate that is.
When was that taken? Because it wasn't this year.
Let me see an article from. Articles from October 24, before the season started.
All right. So look, let me give you comparison. If you say, so they said C-Rod ran a 4.52 at Pro Day. They say Benny ran a 4.66 at the Combine. So he's fast in both of them. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm not saying this a 40, different than 100. A tenth of a second in 100 is a lot. If I beat you, if I run a 9.9, you run a 10 flat, it's obvious that I beat you. It ain't no photo finish. It ain't no, ooh, he's close. No. A tenth of a second in a sprint is more than a body. So I'm more than the width of my body in front of you for a tenth of a second.
All right.
So now you run a 40, now you go to 80. In theory, that's 2-3 bodies. And 100, that's 3-4 bodies. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Ashton Jeanty has more pop. And he's got more wiggle than both of them, too.
Yeah. I ain't here to debate that. I'm just kind of saying from a fan standpoint, because of the person I was talking to. I guess it's lightweight a UK fan. I don't know. Can't really tell, but I just thought when you brought that up, I was just like, well, why is everybody on Janty? Like, man, let the man live, man. Let the man live. I will go down. I will ask you. Speaking of letting somebody live, this came up this weekend over the weekend, just discussion UK football, because that's what we talk about on here, UK football. I didn't even think about this. And I really don't want to force the issue, because I don't want to bring no heat to myself that I won't be welcome around the program. But it is to be discussed, though.
Okay.
Start this conversation off with this. To begin the year, who goes on the poster? Who do you put on the poster this year to excite people about UK football? Who goes on the poster?
Fuck, that's a good one. Well, in theory, it's always a quarterback guy going on the poster. That's usually the quarterback's always on the poster.
Nah, it ain't been that way in a while.
Oh, has it?
No.
See, I haven't gotten a poster. All right.
Even when I played, it wasn't shit. My senior year was me and Jeff Snedeker.
Also, the seniors then.
It could be senior. Well, no, because Tim Couch was on there. Tim Couch was on his sophomore year. I'm telling you, what would excite you when you got it in the mail, when you got your thing in the mail, what would excite you?
What would excite me now? Just, I'm being biased.
You being a fan, you being a former player, and you like, oh, let's go. Like, it could be the whole defense. It could be the receiver room. It could be whatever. I mean, what would excite you? And you kind of making my point. As long as this airtime is flowing, you making my point. It wasn't an immediate answer, but I'm just, since we over here, let's do it.
For me, this would get me excited if Wilcox was on it, because then that means that he's making that leap. For them to put him on there, that means he's the starting running back, and I'm cool with that.
No, we don't want hyperbole. We want something that people can attach to. So if they have Wilcox on it, that means something, which I'm not against that. I'm a Wilcox fan. I'm not against that. But that just kind of tells the fans how they're scratching their head. So why do we bring in Dowdle, and why do we bring all these other backs in?
All right. I mean, I'm gonna go this. This is what I'm gonna go with. I'm
I know
gonna
what you're
go
gonna
with
go with. Go ahead.
this is a hard question. I'm gonna go with Macklin, Calzada, and Rayner.
So when I was asked a question, I said Macklin. I paused for a while and I was stumped. I was like, Macklin. The other choice was probably Ty Bryant. But we were stuck, and I was like, well, Macklin, you know, and then the same thing. Everybody who answered it said, well, Macklin ain't done enough. He ain't caught no balls. He ain't done enough. I was like, yeah, that's true. But Van, here's the problem, and this is where the conversation is gonna go today. You have to have a poster. You got to put out a marketing poster. So y'all need to be working on who you want on it. And I don't know if you remember Kings of Comedy when Steve Harvey was talking about Ray Caruth. I'm talking about the Carolina Panthers. He said, Carolina, y'all got a football team. All the news about your football team ain't been good news. We ain't got no bad news going on about our football team. But the fact that we can't tell who we gonna market our team to, who we gonna market our team from. And then when I brought up Macklin, because I think he has the most upside, a lot of people's not sold on Calzada. Maybe because of the last two quarterbacks that we've had, maybe because of Vandergriff and
Vandergriff.
Who's the one before him?
Leary.
And I think Leary's gonna be okay. I think he's gonna be okay. I think
the
Leary's
expectation of Leary was off the roof. Maybe
I think he's gonna be okay.
Have a bad year. He didn't have a bad year.
And he didn't have a whole lot of protection.
That part too.
So I say that to say we got a lot of new people. I'm not sure what the excitement is about our football program. There ain't a whole lot of news. There ain't a whole lot of stuff being said about our football program, which is good. We're not making the news. There's a whole lot of questions about our football program, man. And that's where everything started. Like, we don't even know our fans don't know the personnel. How excited is our fan base going to be coming to this season? Not knowing half the players, not knowing the direction of the program. You can, like I said, we got beefed up for Leary. We got beefed up for Vandergriff. I don't think Calzada stands a chance. I don't think Zach stands a chance. Now he got to come in and win us because you know who the biggest I was the biggest skeptic over Liam. I'm not Liam. Levis.
I know. Will Levis.
I was the biggest skeptic over him, and he did a great job his first year. I had to eat crow. Second year, he showed me he was who I thought he was. That could have been based off our line. My question I present to you is this. UK marketing is not doing anything at this point, football-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Could be good or bad. I don't know. I don't care. But when season rolls around, y'all want butts in them seats. Y'all want people tuning in. Y'all want people buying programs. So you got to have a program that somebody's going to be excited about. I mean, a program as in the literature program, but you also have a program people are going to be excited. There's so many new names. People don't know who's starting. Only people you're familiar with is Calzada because they shoved it down your throat. They're familiar with Macklin because he's returning. Then the running back room, you got just like we heard that Chip Trainum was supposed to be the guy. I was under the understanding that even if Chip Trainum didn't get hurt, he wasn't going to be that guy. Is why he didn't come back from injury and try to redo it.
And why he's at Toledo.
So the state of our football program, I just kind of want you to address the state of our football program from that standpoint. Like, man, ain't nothing. Hopefully, hey, that first game, we're going to come out and win by 50.
You
laughing at it. You laughing. I know you've been on the wrong end of it. You've been on the wrong end of it, but I've done it to people before. We've done it to people before. I know you've been on the wrong end of it, so you don't think it's possible.
No, and that still ain't gonna do nothing.
Huh?
That still ain't gonna do for the coming off a 4-day season, beating Toledo by 50. That ain't gonna bring shit.
Okay, so you mean to tell me a dog fight with Toledo gonna make them feel better?
No, a dog fight with Toledo look, I'm gonna say this. All right, what do you think the temperature of the fan base is right now? 60, 50 degrees, 60 degrees?
You mean weather-wise?
Temperature-wise.
Percentage.
No, temperature-wise.
50 degrees ain't bad for a football day.
Okay, so no. The fan base, that's kind of cold.
Nah, I'm from the north.
All right.
The fan base probably 40.
40. All right.
Right above freezing, maybe 30, 34, 33 degrees.
33.5. All right. If we win by 50, it's not getting above 50 degrees.
I doubt that, man. If we
win by 50, you think it's gonna go to where?
I think we'll get to 60 degrees.
You think it get that high?
60. I think it gets 60.
That's short sleeves. You wear short sleeves.
Yeah. I think you'll be a little bit comfortable going out without an extra layer. You'll be comfortable going out without an extra layer.
You think people?
Then 50 points are hard to score.
And so you think? The women up north, they come out in their sundress when they get to 60. So you think the women gonna start showing leave?
We ain't talking about no southern 60. We talking about Midwest 60.
Dude, I lived in Chicago for 17 years. When it got to 60 degrees, people started acting kind of silly with their dress. Because the first 60-degree weather day is sunny. They're coming out in stuff that's like 80-degree weather down here. So you think they're gonna be comfortable after they beat Toledo by 50?
If we beat them by 50, and I say that we beat them by 50, that means the offense is clicking. You know how many skeptics there were about the air raid that didn't hit in practice, didn't wear full pads, only practiced for an hour and a half. You know how skeptical people were of the air raid before we pulled it out against Louisville that first game and was all over the place like, pew, pew, pew. Hey, coach, throw it to me. Everybody wanted a piece of the action. And everybody started buying in. I'm saying, if you light it up, that means they done figured something out offensively. Because I'm not worried about Brad White in the defense. I'm not worried about them.
All right. If it's 33.5, if we beat them by 50, I think it gets to 50. I'm gonna say 49 point. I'm gonna say I give them 50 degrees.
And you saying it's starting where though? I'm the one who said it started.
No. Okay. I think you're right. I think it's 35, 36. It ain't over 40. it ain't over 40. So I think if they win by 50, it gets to about 48. If they lose, it drops into the 20. It might drop to the single digits.
Yeah, if they lose, it's frigid. If they lose, it's frigid.
So for me, that's a lot of movement. In my opinion, it picks up a little bit, but not much. I would say this. Here's my thing. If they beat Toledo by, let's say they beat Toledo by 24. No. Let's say 18, 17. Let's say 17. Ole Miss come into town and we beat them by 3. That's when the temperature jumps. When the last time we won an SEC home game?
2024?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it wasn't last year. Right, I'm not sure it's 24. I'm guessing 23, but I give you 24. Who we played? No, and the last year was 24. It'd be 23.
That's what I meant. 20.
Yeah, no.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, it'd be Florida.
We beat Florida?
Yep.
That's the only one we beat was Florida? Sheesh.
Home SEC game.
Yep, you're right. It was Florida at home. Sheesh. Jeez.
So
Uh,
if we beat Ole Miss and we go into that, isn't it South Carolina game? Is the third game?
no,
Is
the
it
MAC
non-conference?
team. Yeah,
It's non-conference?
Eastern Michigan.
Okay. All right.
Toledo, Ole Miss, Eastern Michigan, South Carolina is 4.
All right. I will say this, and this I don't think people really understand the power of momentum. I know it's cliche, but I'm still gonna go back to years ago. If we beat Ole Miss and we play South
Allen, Ole
Carolina
Miss.
next, not Tim Kelly, Will Levis plays in that game hurt. No doubt about it. He plays in that game hurt. We win that game. If we beat Ole Miss and we beat Eastern Michigan and we go into South Carolina 3-0, that game, my perception of that game is a lot different than my perception of that game right now. My perception of that game is not good at this current state. Because Sellers has been killing us. But if we go in that game 3-0, what is South Carolina's schedule like? See, because we always worry about us. That other team has some issues too. And if they have a tough schedule, it ain't tough. They play Virginia Tech, South Carolina State. We must have a bye week.
Yeah, we got a bye week before South Carolina.
Oh, okay, I take that back. They play Missouri at Missouri before us. And let's say Vandy with old ass quarterback, if they lose those two games, I'm gonna say this: South Carolina should beat us in Columbia right now. I will put my money on us right now. But we go 3-0 into that place. Dude, South Carolina lost the whole defensive line. South Carolina lost the majority of that defensive line from last year.
You ain't suckering me in this year.
Fuck no.
You ain't suckering me into this. If we win this, nope. I don't even know where you start this bullshit off about beating Ole Miss. Like
I said if Ole Miss has some.
Dude, there ain't no motherfucking if. Ain't no ifs. Ain't no ifs. No ifs. There ain't no ifs. Okay.
Did I say weeks ago that I'm not sure that we can win 5 games this year? I said that on this show.
Well, then keep Lane Kiffin's name out your mouth. No, sir.
All right.
I eat crow if they do, and I don't even like bird. I do got some chicken wings down there. No. When the child said Vandy beat Alabama.
Yep, by himself. Almost.
I don't know, man.
Hey, I got a question for you.
I don't know.
It's gonna go away from football.
Yeah, good as you should.
What was the odds of SGA being the first Kentucky NBA MVP?
Is he the first? What do you mean?
I think so. League MVP.
Huh.
Who else could have been?
You're probably right. I'm thinking about Anthony Davis, Twan.
Not league MVP. Them bronze.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You probably are right. Sheesh. I can't.
That's crazy.
Sheesh. You right. Wow.
Here's the thing that pisses me off though with that, right? Is some people are wondering why he didn't start when he was here. The same reason why people wonder why Devin Booker didn't start when he was here. They weren't the players that they turned into in the NBA. SGA wasn't drafted by OKC. Just remember that.
Right.
So he had to move. He moved the team. He ain't been the same franchise his entire career. He got traded. He became this dude later in his career.
Yeah.
If somebody would say, I envision him being this, y'all lying through y'all teeth.
Yeah, no, he been quiet.
Oh, I saw that when
No, I was just saying, like I said, when I first started hearing people talking about it, I was like, man, I looked at the stats, like, damn, the stats they is good. And like I said, who he got surrounding him? Like, he ain't got no world beaters around him. It ain't like he got no Hall of Famers around him, but
it's a solid team, though.
Yeah.
They did a good job of putting that team together. I can't remember where I heard it. Someone said they're trying to compare this team to the Russ, KD, James Harden team.
What?
That's why you know how people that's what we do in this world, compare. I saw it on Twitter, and I can't remember who said it, brought up a good point. Yeah, that I think it's 2012 team was way more talented. But this team is put together way better than that team.
Yeah.
Because ain't nobody trying to get theirs.
Right.
You got one guy trying to get his, and everybody else role players. On the LKC team, Russ and KD will win.
But you talk about 3 Hall of Famers too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The talent level on that team is way better than this team. But this team is way better orchestrated. It's the pieces fit.
Yeah, nah, I agree with you. Like I said, I didn't realize he was going to be that good. I didn't realize he was that good. But like you said, when you get a team together with your effort levels don't have to be so high, you don't have to, there ain't a lot of weight on your back. I would say, but you know what I mean? That last Boston Celtics team was put together pretty well. Like you could say Brown or Tatum.
Last year?
Yeah, but that was a team that was, because Derek White wasn't really, to me, that, and Horford, like it was a bunch of role players on that board that did their thing as well.
Drew Holiday, like I've talked about Rondo. Drew Holiday was the piece to that team.
Yeah, you need an ass kicker. You need a little gritty something. Not that fake stuff either. Not that fake. Somebody who's really willing to get down and get dirty, boy.
That's it. And that's Alex Caruso with the Thunder.
Yeah.
Who just don't care.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
I was shocked when I heard. I'm like, man, all the great players that come through Kentucky, all the NBA great players we've had at Kentucky. It ain't like we ain't stacked in NBA too.
Right. That is crazy for that to be the first one.
That's crazy.
Especially this day and age. You look at how many superstars are on there.
Right.
But then again, because I would say he went to a team that wasn't that great either. Because all the superstars have to go to bad teams as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
They built around him when they figured it out. They built around him. They built a team around him.
Is he gonna get the credit he deserves here?
Credit he deserves at
Kentucky.
OKC?
At Kentucky.
No.
Why you say not? Why not?
Anthony, how many players? Whoa. What do you mean by credit? Because I was gonna say something that.
Because when you talk about like, so we was having this conversation the other day. So when you talk about UK football, or how UK football has changed its history, the names that come to mind now, and it's crazy as hell. The names that come to mind is Wandale Robinson, not Wandale, Josh Allen.
Okay. Wandale
don't come out that much and it seems like when you leave here, especially like we don't have a rich football tradition. When you leave here, your name, like Wandale, because he's not experienced. Josh Allen, who came up? Josh Allen and
gotta be Benny. You gotta be Benny Snell.
No.
Really?
When's the last time you heard somebody bring up Benny Snell?
I don't know, but I'm not in Lexington.
I'm just saying in general, you watch enough, you enough threads on social media, sports threads and chat rooms.
So
Josh Allen, that's where I'm trying to tell you. Josh Allen, like is Josh Allen the last great player that came out?
It's gotta be Lynn Bowden. All right, dude. It ain't too many other people. You ain't C-Rod, Lynn.
Only name that comes up apparently then is Josh Allen.
Josh Allen. Then. If you ain't putting Wandale in there,
and it ain't me. It's not me. It's a conversation people have, and we'd be like, "Well, it ain't been last person y'all have with Josh Allen." And you bring up, you know, I believe honestly, in my heart of hearts, is probably gonna be Max. Probably gonna be Maxwell.
Okay, that's fair.
But the point I was making is where we were heading down, like it shouldn't. The greatness of the players should not diminish after your time goes away. And I understand you be forgotten just because your time's went away. But SGA is current, as you said, and he's doing things a lot of players hasn't done. But are people gonna respect it? And now are the conversations gonna be like, oh, you remember? Because right now, to me, is Anthony Davis, Karl Anthony Towns. They still may talk about John Wall and that squad son. No, he don't come up like that.
Okay, all right. I got a question for you now that you say that. If we basing just off of college, I'm not sure that SGA is on a Mount Rushmore or current point guard or recent day point guard at UK, not in the league, at UK. Right? Gotta go John Wall, gotta go Tyler Ulis. Right? Them your two.
I'll give you them two. And you saying he definitely not?
No. I'm saying he might not be. Like if he NBA MVP, for you to be like, that's something.
Yeah, and you talking about what's wrong with the whole subject in general. You're saying what's wrong with the whole subject in general.
So I'm not
who identifies or who, like, is it what you've done in college? Is it what you've accomplished? Because he was growing. He only stayed 1 year and he grew. Right. He's growing. So he's grown to be so he didn't prosper or he didn't peak here. Who was the other guy that didn't peak?
That's what I'm saying. Like, would you put Brandon Knight in front of him?
No.
What Brandon Knight did at Kentucky?
I wouldn't.
Would you put Harrison? Would you put Aaron Harrison in front of him?
No.
Whoa, Anthony, for what he did at Kentucky, not after Kentucky, at Kentucky. At Kentucky, he didn't even start.
No, I wouldn't put Harrison over him because Harrison,
he's a starter.
And I say at Kentucky, a lot of people feel like if Harrison had played against Wisconsin, or if they played Ulis at Wisconsin, then it could have been a different game.
I'm about to look up SGA stats at Kentucky because he didn't really get going until the end.
I gotta follow. Yeah, I need to know who else was around him because I'm kind of with Ann. I ain't certain that he was really a point guard at that point in time for most of his time here. Point being is this came up this weekend. Somebody asked me, they said, when is the last time UK sent you a care package?
Oh shit, never.
And I was like, I didn't know that was a thing.
Never ever.
They said it's a thing. And they said, how do y'all decide who y'all send care packages to? They're like, oh, we just send them to, certain players or whatever that we just send them to, I guess, whoever's on their mind. And I'm cool with if you are a donor and you put money into it. They said that they still sending them to some players that don't play anymore, but they send them to the players in the NFL still, or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of like,
yeah,
that's interesting.
It's always been that way, man. It's always been that way. Always not. No. Let me scratch the always. There became a point that whoever started it, we started doing it too. And this is why I know it happened, because people started to post it on social media. Like NFL players was posting, hey, I got my care package, or the school was tagging. So that's when I knew this was after your time. It might have been the 2010s, somewhere in there, where teams started doing that. I ain't never got one because, Anthony, people don't even know, honestly, you ask someone, Anthony, who was born in 2010. 2010, he'll be what? No, let's say 2004. So they 21 right now. They know nothing about you.
Right.
Not a damn thing. They have no idea who you are. They have no idea who Sonny Collins. They have no idea who Mo is. They have no idea probably who Boom is, whom any of the real good running backs before that time. That's just how that's a state of the affairs now. Out of sight, out of mind.
It goes back to my original point. The original point was the marketing of the program and the direction of the program. So if we slide again this year, 4-8 season. God forbid 2-10 season.
Ugh.
The same program that had their chest stuck out and being snobbish is going to have to recover its image. To who? The fan base, the nation, its former players. Like, so all this is going full circle when you talking about SGA. We talking about, do you think Kyle Macy or do you think Jack Givens get care packages?
I think Jack does, because he's still he's still doing radio, still doing broadcasts. No. All right. You just
all right.
told
So
me
again, all right. Y'all understand what you're saying. All right. So, and this was not my point, but since you said that, so since I'm not relevant anymore, do I not do radio, or I'm just not?
You don't do Kentucky radio.
That was not even an angle. That was not even an angle. We just walked right into that one. So I was like, that's the reason. Well, fuck it. Hey, ain't that a kick in the head? Man, let me get off that, man. It ain't gonna make no sense either way. It ain't gonna. Ain't none of that gonna make no sense either. No matter how you twist.
Oh shit, dude! Honestly, now you just pissed me off because I gotta calm down so I lower my voice. We played during a time where we couldn't get a new fucking jockstrap if we needed one. We played during a time where you couldn't get a new fucking pair of shoes if the other one was tearing up a little bit. Why we played during the fucking time where you didn't get new t-shirts, new shorts. You couldn't wear shit around campus because we didn't fucking get shit. Not a fucking damn thing. I'm sorry, y'all, for the language, but it pisses me off. So we played during a time where we got a Nike Scott, a Nike. I'll never get when Coach Curry, when they was gonna pay Coach Curry $1 million. Nah, I don't want to take it, give it somewhere else. So we had a Nike deal in 1993-4, one of those first couple of years. I can't remember the first year I got there, the next. Whatever. We had a fucking deal. We couldn't get shoes. We couldn't get fucking socks. I want y'all to understand. We went through a time where it was frugal. All right? So now we done sweat, bled, damn. We play on that shitty ass turf at Nutter. We did some shit. And y'all can't fucking give us not a fucking collar shirt. Are you fucking kidding me? There are certain players, I don't give a damn. How much does a damn collar shirt cost to get? I don't know how many players you got who's still living, who's still active. Give everybody a fucking golf shirt. Is that really gonna fucking kill the program? Or are you telling me that the NFL guys should, in theory, maybe get a little more than us has been, but you can't give us a collar shirt. You can't give us a fucking t-shirt. You can't give. Come on now, Anthony. When the last time you even got a fucking postcard from University of Kentucky?
I think I do get a postcard once a year for something or other. I think I will. I'm gonna send you.
I ain't got shit. I've got zero from University of Kentucky since 1997.
Have you updated your address?
They know my fucking address.
No, you weren't living at the same place. You were living in Chicago when we first started doing this, wasn't you?
I ain't get shit in Chicago.
I'm gonna send you a picture of all the NFL swag I get. I probably got, I kid you not, I probably got 40 shirts. I get about 3 or 4 a year.
And now my dumb ass is not part of NFLPA, so that's why I don't get shit. But that's on me.
That's on you.
That's on me.
I take mine gladly. But
for UK, and I'm not even asking to get something every year. Anthony, when they honored the damn 1993 Peach Bowl team, we didn't get shit, but just got on the field. That's the only fucking thing we got. We ain't getting no shirt, no collar, no shit, nothing. Come on, man. But I know right now, I have buddies on the LSU team. They have a golf tournament for the alums.
Right.
I guarantee you, when they come in town for that damn golf tournament, they don't leave Baton Rouge empty fucking handed.
Right.
I know that for damn straight. They don't leave fucking Baton Rouge, the damn BTR airport, with not something in the bag in their damn carry-on luggage.
This is what I'm saying, and I'm prophesizing again. Call me Anstradamus. When I told you NIL was going to do the college football or college sports, when I told you part transport was going to do, I'm prophesizing, and I got a lot of friends on the team. I got a lot of affiliates on the team. And our program, our sports program, I mean, even basketball, our sports programs has always been behind. We always been reactive. We've always been behind. Like, you can't expect excellence. Like basketball, we expect excellence, and it don't happen. Everybody's upset. Football, we start, if we get in top 10, all of a sudden we scrambling to do marketing. Like, nah. Well, like, you should know you got a squad coming in. This year, we have no optimism. There's no optimism in the program. There's no optimism in the fan base. There's no carryover optimism from last year, because what happened last year was not optimistic, and the players we had off last year's team left. So all these motherfuckers who've been walking around their chest stuck out, yeah, we need to see your credentials. I played in 90. Well, we need to. You didn't play. And I understand you got a job to do. You act like all those people around the program act like they caused that success. Now, mind you, the business people probably gonna stick around.
Yeah.
But if they was to get rid of the staff, which they can't afford to do, so Stoops got at least another 3 years. They can't afford to get rid of everybody. So y'all ass is going to be sitting around here looking silly when there's 40,000, 30,000 people in the stands, if that. And the fan base is saying, man, we're not coming to watch this product. Now y'all begging them to come. No, because y'all treat the fans as if, well, we're a big-time program. We can't just offer this. We can't just, like you said, I can go to Tennessee. I can go to Ohio State. I can go. There's a lot of different programs I can go to, and they're like, no, let's go up here. You sure we can go up there? Come on, man, bring your ass. Come on, let's go. Hey, what's going on? This is my man, so and so. Ah, shoot. So the reason this whole conversation came up because we had this conversation Sunday, and it was not kicking nobody, but where our program is at now is on the decline. I think it's because Stoops didn't hold players accountable. NIL hit them upside the head. That's why Saban and a lot of these people have retired from coaching because, man, this is something unprecedented. Like, it's hard to deal with until they govern it. Now they starting to govern a little bit better. They starting to get some boundaries and things. It's still going to be by the time we're done, it's going to be a lot of casualties. My point is, we look at this season and we have conversations like my homeboy asked me, like, who's y'all poster boy? I'm like, I don't know. Well, what you expect the record to be? So how are you going to cite the fan base this season? And the marketing crew ain't jumping on it now. I mean, you got to start leaking something now. You don't want no news about your football team this time of year. But the whole the receivers ain't dropped the football. The ball hasn't touched the ground all spring. We ain't heard none of that. You know why we ain't heard that?
Why?
Because that would be a lie. But I'm just like, man, the program, I love the program because everything I got in my closet is blue. I even buy blue Jordans. I can only wear them a certain thing. I just don't wear red just because partially. I'm like you. I was always on blue team since middle school. My upper league, little league team was maroon. I never actually suited up for the Cardinals. But so my point is the Rooster's gonna come home to roost. Like, but the assholes over there in the media part of it or the information portion of it, they probably will retain their jobs or whatever. But the new regime, when they come in, they're gonna look at you like, man, I want my brand all over the place.
Right.
I want marketing. I want on this billboard. I want this. I want my players. I want every former player wearing. Hey, you played football in the UK? Ah, yeah. We don't want just the people who played at this era. You want old people walking around wearing UK stuff. I'm not asking. So anybody who says I'm jealous, I'm absolutely jealous the way UK is now. But I don't give a fuck about that gear because I can buy my own clothes. I respect the program, and I want the program to be respected nationally. I want the program to be respected even locally. But if you got this attitude of the girl who looked like a frog in 7th grade, then in 11th grade started filling out and her acne cleared up. I mean, she got the right to be, you know what I'm saying? You got the right to be cocky and
braces off.
Yeah, braces off, all that. You got the right to do whatever you want to do. But remember, on your way up the ladder, everybody you see gonna be right there on your way back the other direction. And I just can't find no bright spots in this UK football season. And I was asking you to, and the only lame ass bullshit you could come up with, if we can win the Ole Miss game. And once you started off with that, man, I said, man, this show is over, man. This show is over. Fuck it.
Look,
I know you gotta go. It's still over. I don't care what you say. It's over. That Ole Miss shit ain't riding with me.
I heard you, Anthony. I was listening, but I'm even more pissed off right now. This is why I'm more pissed off. These MFers have a recruiting room, don't they?
Right? We finally got a recruiting room. Yeah.
Don't they have a recruiting room, right?
Yeah.
Up there in the end zone, right?
Yeah.
Have you been in there?
I have.
I ain't never been in there.
Have you taken a tour?
They didn't have it when I took a tour. I took a tour of the Joe Kraft Center when they built it. The recruiting room came after that. So here's the thing, Anthony. Here's the thing, right? So I'm gonna say this. You tell me if I'm wrong. Let's say the Ole Miss game. there ain't 1,000 alums coming to that game.
Right.
Right? It ain't 1,000 of us coming to every UK game, right?
Right.
But if I come to the game and I say I'm coming, first I can't get on the field. Now that's not say I gotta stay on the field the whole game. I should be able to walk on the field pregame.
Yeah, watch warm up.
Yeah, watch a warm up pregame, right?
Yeah.
Then I should be asked, do you want to go to the recruiting room?
Yeah.
Right? Now, hear me out with this. Not everybody, you can't let everybody in there. But who is one guy who supports the program?
Yeah.
Now, if there's a recruit up there, I believe as you said marketing person, that he would probably be one good guy to talk to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played 93, man. Well, we'll come from there to now, man. This is the place to be. You know that. Look at the resource, the facilities, man. Look at the Joe Craft Center with the nutrition and the weight room and the who better than some. Can you imagine? Now I don't know. Can you imagine if trying to think of a good player from the 70s? If Derek Ramsey, no, I'm just trying to think of players that played on.
Art Steele.
If Art Steele, if you handle him right and had him come up there, can you imagine the glowing stuff if you treated him right throughout the years? NFL player, NFL great player, not just but it ain't like that.
Yeah.
If I say I'm coming, if Tim, and it's the Tim Colleges who you know, right? But let's just say if who's somebody who was good. I'm just trying to think of a player that was good but not well known. What if Jeff Snedeker came in town? The people who were in the stands when Jeff Snedeker plays know who Jeff Snedeker is.
Right.
Now the people after that probably don't know, but the people knew, or the people who were in the stands in the late 90s know how hard-nosed Jeff was.
Right.
But if he came in town, nobody. Look, y'all. I'm Jeff Snedeker. I graduated in 98. I'm coming to town. Is there anything can you show me around? What is Jeff Snedeker gonna get? None. He's gonna fall on deaf ears. And that ain't right. When they got a recruiting room up there, how big is it, Anthony? How many people can it hold? 100?
Yeah, comfortably 100. Probably can hold more than if you want to pack them in.
I'm done, man. Go ahead.
Man, Michigan State lets all football alumni and their family in the pregame field to mingle with the recruits. I think that would be a good idea. Like I said, I think we have entitled people that work in that area of the sports. That's not either here nor there. That's not the conversation was. The conversation we was having was, I'm gonna ask you this and we getting off of here. Can the program recover from another bad season? Below 500, below 5. Because 6-6 to me this year will be a bad season by our standards. But to me, it would be a hell of a win because I don't expect you to go 6-6. Do you think we can recover if we go another below 500? Do you think the program will recover in general?
And you mean by recover is what? Like the next season? Like what do you mean by
recover? Period. We ain't got no rich tradition.
Yeah. I mean, recover to 7 wins? Or you talking about go consistent 10-win seasons?
Recover, dude. 7 wins is not our standard.
Whoa? What's the program standard?
That's the new standard.
Well, what's the standard?
How long in the history Dude, look it up. It's going to be remarkable to you. You know how many times we've won over 6 games in the history of the damn program?
So you saying the standard is lower than 7?
The standard has peaked, and now it's on the decline. Will it even 6 wins ain't our standard? But will we even be able to get back to expecting 6 wins a year?
What's our standard?
Right now? Or the program standard. Here's the program. The program's goal has always been, and tell me if I'm wrong, if you go across the history of the program, if you take all years together, the program standard has always been 6 games, to win 6 games.
Six wins.
All we want is 6 games.
Yes.
If you get 6 games, we'll be happy. He's raised the standard.
That ain't the standard, though. That ain't the standard. Hold on. That ain't the standard. That's the ceiling.
It's the standard now. It is the standard now. It's the standard now. Is what I'm saying. That's why when you was asking me, I'm saying, will we ever recover? Or are we gonna go back to, man, paper bags over your head? And I'm saying, because there's so many damn people in the program who feels like we're gonna treat the fans, we're gonna treat everybody who supports us any way we want to, and they ask for NIL money, pony up, and all this. If you don't put a product out there, the fans don't give a damn about what you're doing. Nobody's paying for that product. I don't know how we're going to get a good product out there due to NIL, because we the lowest NIL funded team in the conference probably. So we've been operating on a small budget, and it's finally catching up with us. But the business side of people don't care. They're going to get paid their same base salary no matter what. Everybody else is aspiring to keep their job or go to the league. So all this shit about to catch up with them. And I'll ask you, is it recoverable? Or we just going to go down to bring a new coach in, go back down to 2-10, try to work back to 6-6?
Oh, for sure. If we go 3-9 or 4-8 again, it's not recoverable with this current staff.
And the new staff going to change that.
No.
I do think it's possible for. No, I'm not asking you if we change it. I'm saying if a new staff comes in, do you think we have the culture that will be able to change it, go back to 6 wins? No matter who coaches, I don't know.
It will take some time to build it up again. If we go 3-9,
brought in something we hadn't seen with NIL and all that other stuff, and you got all these entitled people. The reasons you said, no, we people ain't really supporting the program because we treat our fan base like shit. But we also don't have a product nobody wants to see. Now you can treat your fan like Ohio State, Michigan, Georgia, Alabama. You can do whatever you want to do. Your fans want them tickets. I don't care. I want them tickets.
See that? Hold on. I'm gonna say something that's gonna piss some people off. Our fan base ain't built for this shit. Our fan base is worse than our administration, if you want to say that. Because where I'm from, where I'm here in Louisiana, Mississippi, people are supporting the program regardless of the total product.
Yeah, I agree with that.
There are people LSU wasn't great when dude, I went 2-2 against LSU. I went 500 against LSU in my 4 years at Kentucky. The support of that program was crazy then, and it went through the roof after Nick Saban went, but the support for the program was always here.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have that support even when we was fucking winning. When we was winning 10 games, we still didn't have the support that a 10-win season should have garnered. Didn't do that twice in less than 5 years. So people complain too much within our fan base. We got to a level of success that no one envisioned and still didn't ratchet up the support. If it wasn't for the Kraft family, this program would be still in the shitter. It ain't like it ain't like with the schools down here. If you, for example, we have an attorney here, Gordon. Gordon does a lot for the program. If Gordon was exiled to Russia, it wouldn't hurt the program. It'd just be a different kind of investment. You wouldn't have this one big. You wouldn't. They have more than one donor. You would just lose just a donor.
Right.
At Kentucky, we lost the Kraft family. We're done. We cooked.
Yeah.
So all these people want to complain. It ain't never a good time. It ain't never a good time to tell your wife, hey, go fix me something to eat. No matter if you're hungry, you haven't eaten in 2-3 days, it still ain't, hey, go clean the house. You know, it ain't never a good time to say that, right? Same way it ain't never a good time to say pony up. But y'all don't understand. I see fans complaining, well, parking's going up, ticket price going up. What the fuck you expect? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna stop with this. Anthony, I'm gonna do this comparison with track. I'm a track guy, and I have kids that I coach, and I have my own kids that want to run track in college. And each school kind of have a standard for getting a scholarship, right? So let's just say college, let's say Kentucky, let's just say us. This ain't the one, but Kentucky, the college, their standard is 8 feet in the high jump. But they ain't even got an 8-footer on the team. You know what I'm saying? They won't give you a scholarship unless you jump 8 feet. But it's like, well, but you ain't got an 8-foot jump on your team. Why gotta jump 8 feet to get a scholarship? Well, in this conference, to score points in a conference meet, you gotta jump 8 feet. So we shooting for a conference winner. We ain't got one, but that's what we shooting for.
Right.
That's the same shit here. We ain't Alabama, but we can't get to Alabama if we don't get that resource that Alabama has. Yeah. So for some reason, you gotta give like Alabama people giving. You can't wait to, let's wait till they go undefeated in the conference. If they go undefeated in the conference, fuck them. I ain't giving them nothing. Okay, well, then they're gonna keep being where they're at. Our program as a whole, you just said marketing, coaching, it goes to the whole cycle. It's fans, y'all in there too, because y'all fucking bitch and complain. Well, I'm not going to games now. I hear fans say, I'd rather them go 2-10 to get Stoops out of here. Well, take your ass 2-10 and then don't complain when we go 1-11 and 0-12 and 0-12 and 2-10. Now y'all still complaining, ain't giving no revenue going into the program. Who gonna want to fucking coach here?
That's true. Now that is one part of it. People not looking at.
Hey, let's get up off it because now I'm really getting upset. I'm gonna say some stupid shit that pissed some people off.
Nah. I feel you. I will say this. I agree with you. I will say this before we get off here. I do think there's probably some progress in just our athletic department in general across the board, appreciating the fans. They may put money into it if they appreciate it. You know, like if a stripper had a page, a OnlyFans page, and she told me to send her $50 because I can look at her pictures, I'm likely not going to do that. If she tell me to send her $50, she gonna show up in my house.
Make it out himself.
hey, man, it's at the doorstep. But the point is, I think we ask, and I agree with you. I think the resources are needed, but I think you still got to be a little bit more humble and appreciative. And we do have an entitled ass fan base. I agree with you on that. Absolutely agree with you. But I do think there's a good part of them that if you just to thank you for coming out, kind of does a thing. That's why the program, any program, especially in your prosperity, should reach out to, I say, former players or alumni, donors. Hey, here's a little token. We appreciate what you've done. And I think, and like I said, our administration is just so fucking incompetent that they just, they're gonna get the same paycheck. It's just like I said, my little brother going to his legal stuff. I didn't realize the difference between getting a paid lawyer and getting a court-appointed lawyer.
Oh, yeah, it's different.
If they win their case or not, they getting whatever $119 an hour.
Yep.
The other person, look, man, you slide me $2,000, I might be able to see what I can do for you.
Right.
If not, then every other time we meet is gonna be $200.
Right.
And it's gonna be worth it though.
Right.
It should be worth it. Rather have somebody going in there and just like, hey, he said this, this, and this. We don't believe him. He's guilty. Okay, that's fine.
Yep. I'm gonna get paid the same.
Right. All right, that's cool. Hey, you got 15 years. All right, man.
That ain't funny, but you right. You right.
And that's kind of how it is, man. Like I said, they need to rethink this thing for this shit go to the scrap. When this shit go to the shitter, it's gonna be hard to recover our fan base. And like you said, hopefully ain't got to the recruits yet. And just the prospects. But yeah, man. Ain't a good look, man. Ain't a good look. So thank you all for checking us out. This was kind of a somber show. I don't even know how it went that direction because SGA ain't gonna get the respect he deserves. But if he wins the MVP and wins the championship, he gets the respect he deserves, Van.
I don't think he will, Anthony.
Like, what do you mean? You can't think we'll like posters up, maybe a stat talking about a statue.
Anthony, I don't think he would. I don't think he would even get his jersey retired.
Ooh, now that's a whole nother level.
Anthony, let's just say this. Let's say they win the championship this year. Let's say he goes MVP in the finals. So he's regular season MVP, finals MVP. Let's say he goes the next 4 years, he wins 2 more regular season MVPs. He's the first. I don't think he gets into the Hall of Fame as early as he should.
I mean, I ain't got a whole lot of faith in. I ain't got a lot of faith in our administrative department. I ain't that low on them. I ain't that low on them.
But don't you have to graduate to get in your jersey retired or Hall of Fame? It's one of those.
I know somebody who didn't graduate, probably the greatest football player to play here that I know ain't. I'm going to assume didn't graduate.
Is he? His jersey ain't retired.
Shitting me?
Oh,
the number retired and jersey retired must be two different things. Because I was wondering why people still wearing number 2, and I could have swore they retired it. And I could be wrong. I think that's just a thing, like the jersey's retired.
Yeah, the jersey retired. Okay.
So I don't know how they do that, but yeah.
Because I thought there was something with the basketball for sure that you had to graduate to get something. I don't know if somebody knows what I'm talking about. I heard that somewhere. Because that was the reason why certain players were not.
Right. They use one. I mean, it's a convenient excuse if you need it.
Yeah, that's
how a lot of stuff goes around.
That's a good point. That's valid.
Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share, follow. Yeah, man, hit the thumbs up button on the thing, man. I know we ain't got a whole lot to talk about. Matter of fact, next week, I do know I got a couple people want to come in here and talk about UK football. That would be great to hear from. So we're going to get that on. I want to check out, Van, that's what we need to do next week, man. Check out some Calzada film. so we can see what we get with Calzada, because there's been a lot of pessimism being thrown around about expectations for him. So we may do that next week, man. Let's look at what our roster going to look like next week. Some of the key spots we supposed to expect. We'll just look at some film on them. We get together with that. So like, subscribe, share, follow, hit like buttons, bring your friends, join us next week. Probably have a little film study. We'll be back next week.